Hey everybody, welcome to our live competition chat. I'm here with my trainer, Rita Catalino.
Hey everyone.
Otherwise known as the woman who can renovate, wah wah. And we're going to be here to address for the next half an hour. Thank you, I'm a little carb depleted. All of your training and competition questions. First, I want to explain why I'm sitting here with an ice pack on my neck. I've been training for contest injured for the last 3 days, and I wanted to say ice and Advil help, but a big shout out to everybody last night who responded to my video and told me to keep it up, keep training, and hang in there. So thank you, thanks. You're going to get me through the day. What's really fun is to be here with Rita and talk to you about all of these questions that are your burning questions about contests and so on. And I want you to make sure that you dial in, tweet us at #CompetitionChatLive. That's where we're going to get all your questions from. We're going to harvest them from blog and from Facebook and Twitter and all the rest of it, but that's how you get in touch with us. Another little piece of homework is I'm competing on October 13th. It's at the OPA Melissa Schad Classic, and it's Kitchener-Waterloo. And God, is it 9 days away?
9 days.
Oh, good Lord.
Almost there.
But you don't have to come, but if you come, it'll be fun. We've got free tickets, we've got balloons, we've got a grand prize. Check this, a one-night stay in a hotel for you and a friend.
Nice.
No, it doesn't have to be me or Rita. An Oktoberfest dinner. I'm going for the sausage after I compete. And 2 VIP tickets to the Oktoberfest National Classic. We're all going to be there,
That's
right?
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Bring it on. And also a swag bag full of goodies. So there's so many other prizes. It's great. You have to come down and check it out. Rita, I think you have something to add.
Yes.
Something to add.
I do.
She can't stop talking about this.
You can. Hello. You can. Many of you know, or maybe you don't, that I also have a transformation story that started with Tosca in the EatClean series, and it landed me on the cover of this month's special Oxygen Off the Couch. So yes, this blondie over here is me, and there is a before picture, and inside is my transformation story. And thank you to all of you who follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and we will be giving away a signed, personalized copy of this as well.
She was fat like me before. That's what she's trying to say.
From fat to fab, I guess.
I want to do a quick shout out to our team members, because a UStream event like this doesn't happen without help. So I'm going to push to my daughter Kirsten. They'll all pop in for a little shot. She's basically handling the whole UStream event. She's moderating that. Amy and Brittany, moderating Twitter. Jeannie, who's moderating Facebook, and Meredith, who's kind of running the show here. She's a success story too. If you have any technical difficulties during this chat, send your email to mbarrett@rkpubs.com. That's MBARRETT@rkpubs.com. Final bit of homework is, I'm sorry, sometimes you'll get these ads running through. That's part of the UStream deal. Just ignore them. Don't worry about them. And the great news is we're going to post this on YouTube. Awesome. So you'll get the clean, edited version afterwards. We'll try not to drop clean. Like, I had to put that in. So thanks everybody for dialing in, and let's get started.
Awesome.
I put my glasses on occasionally. The first question comes from the blog, and it is, what's your favorite or least favorite part of your competition preparation? I suppose she's asking both of us, because you certainly competed and are going to again.
Yes, yes.
So
should I?
Yeah, go for it.
Sure.
Jump in.
So my favorite part is the routine and the structure, especially coming, I usually start competing or choose my competitions somewhere after a less structured part of my life. So I usually start training for the Arnolds, which will come again in January, and that comes after, you know, the big holiday feasts and get-togethers and a little bit maybe more red wine than normal, and it's
a lot more.
Okay. Okay, who are we kidding? A lot more red wine, and it's just nice to have that structure again, and I really enjoy, you know, having an external motivator, which is the show, and having to get on stage. That's my favorite part. My least.
So back up for a second.
Yes.
That means that for the Arnold, which is the first weekend in March, you start coaching or training yourself in January. So about 3 to 4 months out.
Yes.
Okay. That's what we did for
yeah,
me.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right.
That's the way to go, because then you have a little bit of, you're not racing against the clock. It's not like the tortoise and the hare where you
Right.
feel like you have to do catch up and doing 5 cardio sessions a day and not eating.
But it's also true, like it depends on what your starting point
That's absolutely
is,
true,
right?
too.
Because you could be a person who needs to shed, and some people off season have upwards of 20 odd pounds to lose.
Right.
You're going to need more time.
A lot more time.
Yeah.
And that's why, you are always clean, minus, a couple of glasses here or there, or, the odd piece of carrot cake. That's her favorite cake, by the way. If anybody ever wanted, anyway, carrot cake. But, I always have a 5 pound kind of more or less.
Yeah.
So it's never crazy, and you always have to
least?
be ready. What's that?
What's your least favorite? Tell the truth.
Okay, my least favorite would be cutting the wine, because I'm married to a Spaniard who loves his wine. So I would say,
Ole Dario!
Hello, hola. So cutting the wine is really hard, and it's hard for me to be really close to a show in a lot of social situations where people are eating and drinking and enjoying life, and you become more of a robot, and you become more about your meals and the timing and bringing your Tupperware to places, and you almost feel ostracized from the social setting, and that's the part I don't enjoy. So what about you?
Oh my gosh, the least favorite part is the heavy depletion, which I'm in it now. Okay, so it's the lack of food, or food that's specific. I should really call it nutrition, because I make a distinction. Food is anything you put in your mouth. Nutrition is what feeds you, what nurtures you. So I'm right now doing without mostly a lot of fats, many of my carbs. I can't have any fruit, no dairy, no grains, no nuts, oils, butters, blah, blah, blah. And so my brain is kind of mushy. Like I even forgot to mention
it's not that bad.
But I even forgot to mention that if you want our little sexy hot t-shirts, the Sisters in I Am t-shirts, go to toscarino.com and get one.
Yay!
Hurry!
Woo!
But I got it in. Okay. So that's hard, is having like diminished brain function, because I'm running my business, I'm doing interviews, I'm promoting my new books, and then I'm running the RKP business and still trying to be a mom and deal with a lot of things. What's my favorite part is
besides your coach.
Did I say that? She's pretty good. She's a good part of it. Yeah, okay, so my favorite part this time around has been uncovering parts of my body in a new way. There's abs that I haven't seen before. There's, different, my hips are smaller. My body's really changed. So I think that's been really exciting, is to know that I, even at 53, can see physical changes as a result of this new training. So that's the answer to that one. Well, we talked a little bit about the time commitment, but I really do think the starting point really has to be your own physical assessment of you. If you're 100 pounds, 200 pounds, etc., overweight, and we have plenty of people who do it, you're going to need
more time,
quite a bit more time. If you're just needing to build some muscle and you need to shed some pounds and you're not too far off season, like 5 to 10 pounds, you're going to need about
3 to 4 months.
Yeah, 3 to 4 months. So really, you have to almost reverse engineer, pick your contest date, and then work backwards from that. That's my answer to that.
On the other end of the spectrum, Tosca, there's people who need to put on quite a bit of muscle. Maybe
That's
they are too thin. Like there are people who, there's the two extremes. There's the extreme overweight, and then there's the So we can't discard that too. That's hard for a lot of people to put on muscle, and muscle does not grow overnight.
No.
And it does not grow with a pill, and it does not grow with hamburgers. It grows with consistent training the right way, heavy weights, low reps, et cetera, et cetera. So I would recommend, if you're on that end of the spectrum, maybe to get a really good trainer in your area, talk to them, have a body comp done, and you might need upwards from a year to even start, right? But it's about the journey. It's not about that end goal.
Yeah.
So
very true. You have to have a good, close personal look at yourself.
Yes.
I also wanted to direct you to oxygenmag.com UStream contest if you want to log in to get some more prizes, because we have lots of good things to give away. Can I just take a minute and say, it's so cool to be sitting here, not only with Rita and my team, but also all of you. I feel like you're really here with me.
This is awesome.
And it just makes me feel so good to know that you're out there and, going to the events and things and getting to meet you and squeeze your hand and hear your story. That's what gives me love for the rest of the year. So thanks for being such great fans.
Thank you.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so where are we, once again with the glasses. Now, Rita, this may be something you have to answer because I can't give away your secrets. But the next question is, can you please explain how you eat in a typical day versus contest prep and how carb cycling plays a role? Well, in a typical day, if I wasn't training,
Right.
I'd eat more fats, more fruit, some dairy. But I have taken grains out of my diet, and that's a personal choice.
Right.
It's because I seem to do better without them. I was getting a lot of tummy pain and bloat. So I seem to be doing okay without them, although I would still eat quinoa. So I'm not eating that. I haven't eaten it for a long time.
3 months,
She
maybe.
made me do it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Nothing against you, quinoa,
Oh,
but
and I had wine and cake. That's what I would do. I would have wine and cake.
she would have wine and cake once a week, once every 2 weeks as a treat, right? It wouldn't be a
There have
daily
been
occurrence.
No treats.
No treats. And then we are asked about carb cycling. Let me just say there's many ways to get to, many roads to Rome.
Right.
So, I know a lot of coaches out there and each one has their own special little formula. Some people, love you having rice and quinoa and then there's others who will have you on tilapia and asparagus for 3 weeks. And then there's others who say no fats, others who have high fats. So it's, what is your body, what is the functionality of your body when you're prepping? How do you want to be? Are you alone in an apartment and this is your only goal in life? Are you ready to do that? Or are you trying to raise a family at the same time and working a job and CEO of a company and all the hats that Tosca has to wear? Well, with her and her body and through a little bit of experimentation, seeing how her body reacts, we noticed her body's better on a high-fat, low-carb diet, right? It works really well. It works really well with me, whereas I have other clients who have 2 to 3 sweet potatoes and have their oats in the morning and are fine and look just as good on stage. So I'm not saying it is definitely experimenting, and each show you come in a little different, and it's getting to know your own body. It's being honest with yourself and saying, even though I love that bowl of oats in the morning, maybe they are creating some bloating with me.
They don't love me back.
They don't love me back, exactly.
Yeah.
And with carb cycling, it depends what your goal is. If it's for an endurance goal, if it's for a performance goal, obviously the higher expenditure, the more input you need, so you need more of your sweet potatoes or your yams or whatever it is that you're using,
right? Some really good functional
or some good fat. And the whole thing with carb cycling is, and what we're doing with Tosca this week is to get her a little more tight, is having very small amounts of carbs, whether it be sweet potatoes, which we are using, every few hours, and then the next day maybe you take one of them out, the following day you take another one out. What you do is you create your body, you're teasing your body, or you're avoiding plateau, so your body starts burning all those carbs day 1. Day 2, it continues to burn even though you haven't put all the input in. Day 3, it still burns the same amount as day 1, but we haven't put them all in, so it's burning your fat, and you slowly start shrinking.
Did she say no input? The cardio that I'm doing.
Oh, you're doing output.
Yeah.
So
let's just say.
So carb cycling is great for many reasons, and it can be done in various amounts of ways. And I just say talk to a coach or somebody, or work it out. See what works well for you.
I mean, that's what I did. I talked to a coach.
She's pretty good.
Okay. So the next question is, for a total novice, would you recommend someone go through a period of strict muscle building, that is lots of strength training, higher calories, etc., before you dive into the 12-week lean out? Well, again, it's the body specific question, really. If me and Rita would look at, say, someone who's asking this question, we have to look at you. I don't know. It's like a whole package, right?
Yeah.
And so everybody gets a different answer, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think that's the real value of having a coach for this.
Yes.
And it's not that you can compete certainly without one.
Yeah.
But when you see the girls lined up on stage who've had a coach, they just have an advantage.
Yes.
Because they've had someone with experience help them get through the prep, and the prep is not easy.
No.
And it's not meant to be. No. It really isn't.
No.
So,
and it's not for everybody,
So for the novice, I guess I would say, if you don't have muscle, you better build some.
Yeah. I would say don't even think about stage.
No.
Until you're actually have some muscle and you see how your body reacts. I wouldn't think about if you're at either end of the extreme. That could be a nice long-term goal, but don't think about a short-term goal until you're in your journey. You might find other ways that, other directions, like a more physical Tough Mudder-like thing might be more your thing, or a CrossFit challenge, or half marathon,
triathlon. I've done those. They're fun.
Like I have never done one of those, and I'm thinking about doing something more performance-based now because, the aesthetic goal after 4 or 5 years gets boring, gets superficial.
And you want to know that the body can move.
Absolutely.
And I personally believe that's the way we're heading with muscle, with the muscle magazines, is more of a functional aesthetic and more of a functional body, because we ultimately want to be healthy.
Absolutely.
And that's the key, right? Okay, so we're also being asked, what advice do you have for finding the right competition to enter, and once there, having weighed, say, 315 pounds, as this person is asking, I'm nervous about walking half naked across the stage in front of a bunch of people.
How do you feel about
first
that?
of all, who isn't?
I know.
Right? I mean, most of us make love in the dark of the bedroom with the covers over us and our socks on.
Speak for yourself.
Listen, I'm flying solo. I don't know. I don't know what you people are talking about. I'm just saying. It's
another program.
Only feel confident on that stage if you've done the work.
Absolutely.
If you have slacked and if you have been eating the chocolate cake and you haven't done the homework, there's no way you should get up on the stage.
Absolutely.
If you're a person who's been 315 pounds, listen, I've been 204, you've been, I don't know.
165.
Okay, so we've both been way too heavy, obese. There's some parts of your body are going to tell a little bit of that story.
Right.
But if you do your work, and that's the only antidote for fear is action. And I believe that that's the thing that keeps me in a position where I'm going to still be a little bit nervous. That's natural. That's the pre-adrenaline rush. Why not?
Yeah.
But when you're on the stage, it's going to be fine. Rita's going to forego the training session today. We're going to do a posing session instead.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. You just have to do all the things to get yourself to that end point. I always kind of reverse engineer myself. I don't know. How about you?
Yeah, I agree. It's just, each show that I did, I felt a little bit more comfortable on stage, and you take that, alter ego. I always tell, as I've told you before. Sasha Fierce.
You learned it from Beyonce.
Right? Take it in and just pretend you're acting. Pretend this is somebody else. Don't think of yourself as, if you're thinking about mom and this, or no, are they going to see this stretch mark? Are they going to see this? No. Think about all the hard work you've done, all the sacrifices you've done to get you to that point, and show it off, right? Like
own it.
Own it. If you don't own it, nobody else is going to believe you.
Right. And so sell what your mama gave you, but do not sell it like you belong on hanging off of a stripper pole.
Exactly.
Because that look is not appropriate. And
Right.
if your goal is to, say, get into one of the fitness publications, for example, perhaps.
I don't know. Do you know any? Do you know any?
Oxygen? Do you want to wave that fast?
Have you ever seen this before?
Yeah, that. Okay. Notice that the girls are not kind of going, hi, yeah, baby. No, they're like, I love this life. I feel so good. That's what we're looking for, the fresh, natural, healthy physique.
Yes.
So, and I know there's a question that comes a little bit later in this series of questions about stretch marks. Whether or not you have them, doesn't matter. Wear them with pride. You delivered children. You grew. You made it through the adolescent years. It doesn't matter. Stretch marks are far more prevalent now than they ever have. And men are getting them. Used to be just the territory of women, not anymore. Stretch marks, never mind. Some of our most popular covers, oxygen cover models, have stretch marks, and they still get up on stage, and it doesn't matter. It's a badge of honor.
Badge of honor. Beauty badge. Absolutely. Yeah. It's just, it's like a wrinkle or a smile line, or it's
part of the female package. People.
Absolutely.
All right. So now here comes the working out question. I'll pass it on to you.
Sure.
How many days are you working out per week, and how long are those workout sessions? What percentage is cardio? What is weights? Many, many questions here.
Right. Do you want to start with how many days a week we're working out? Or
well, we're doing 6 days a week prior to this week. I think this week it's every day.
Yep, just because we're on the final stretch.
Yeah, so, but prior to that, it's been 6 days a week. And for myself, I don't think I've ever managed to get through a session under an hour and a half.
Right.
And some of them now are going 2 hours. So it's just because we have to add the cardio piece, and we're doing abs every day. And even though it's punishment, I'm grateful for the punishment.
It's not punishment.
Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, if you add in your dynamic warm-up and your cardio warm-up and your stretching and your abs and everything, you're looking at a good hour and a half.
Right. So percentage cardio, percentage weights?
There's not a percentage, although the majority of it would be weight based. Even when we do a lot of the cardio training with Tosca, it's more of a conditioning circuit. So it's a hybrid style of training where she's still using a lot of weights. I don't have her on a treadmill an hour a day, anything like that. So we're getting really high reps, lower weights, some ball slams, some jumps, some plyometrics. So we're getting our heart rate up. It's maintaining high throughout the session, but we're doing it with a weight base. So more of that, MMA style or boxer style. If you look at a boxer's CrossFit, if
There's
you look
a lot of multi-muscle action going on.
Absolutely. So it's not, a bicep curl for 20 reps, waiting for 2 minutes, and going at it again. It's about, we're looking at a bikini package too. We're not looking at bodybuilding where we need striations within the veins, etc. We're not, that's not our goal. Good to everybody who does do that, but that's not our specific goal with Tosca or myself. So we look at more of that all over body, high heart rate, hybrid style, CrossFit style, MMA type of training. So I'm not sure about the percentage, a little bit more based on the weights, I would say.
And I feel like what's come out of that is a functional body.
Yes.
I haven't had an injury up until now, and this is simply because I came back from Las Vegas. I think I'm getting a little bit of a cold, and the stress levels this week in my life personally have just
dancing in Vegas, and
she's right. She's right. That
was her cardio session that night. I said you need to go out and dance. That is your cardio session.
So I was allowed to do that, but no drinking.
No.
But I do think that the body looks very different.
Judge for yourself.
Well, I don't know, but we'll see about this. But I can see the difference. Okay, and again, don't forget to go to oxygenmag.com, UStream contest to enter for prizes if you're just joining us now. And if you're just joining us now, it's Tosca Reno here with Rita Catalino, my coach.
Everyone.
And we're here for the competition chat live on UStream. We're going to post this on YouTube. We are here to serve you. I love you guys.
Let me ask you the next question.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, so it's from the blog, and it is, if you had to change anything that you have done to this point in your preparation, what would it be?
Wow, I don't think I would have changed anything. It's a very different prep process than I've had with Robert. I think I laid out what I expected from you right from the beginning, and I haven't been disappointed. Would I change anything? Yeah, don't go to Spain again.
Oh, ouch.
Well, what the hell? You left me hanging. No. She can go to Spain. I'm not the priority.
Okay. No. Yes, you are.
Anyway, biggest fears.
As a competitor and trainer, tell me your biggest fear. I think I know what it is.
Oh, you know what? It's the same as what you'd have in human life. It's the fear that you're just not enough of anything.
Yeah.
Thin enough, flat enough, lifted enough, young enough, tall enough, sleek enough, tanned enough, diet enough, trained, whatever.
Yeah.
The enough question.
Yeah.
And that would probably fit not only in my training life, but in our personal lives.
Yeah.
Anthony Robbins says the fear of not enough is one of the biggest motivating fears in human life.
Wow.
Yeah. So at some point you have to make peace with yourself and be okay with the fact that, you know what, I'm doing this, I'm competing in honor of my late husband, Robert, because I chose to and because I needed the structure to help me focus and get myself out of the depression. The gym is my drug of choice. So it happens I might end up looking like I have a decent body. That's great. I met her on the way. So no, that's my fear, and I expect to have some fear. It's normal.
Yeah. Yeah. As a competitor, I agree with you 100%. As a trainer, your fear is always, with my regular clients or my, your fear is always, how are they going to look that day? When they're on stage,
oh my God,
they're speaking volumes of you and your training, and not always, because everybody's different, and maybe they didn't follow through all the way, and maybe they missed a few sessions, or maybe they had a few pieces of chocolate when they shouldn't have. I know you were.
And I didn't do that.
I know. And I think with Tosca, it was even more so because of her public persona and her and being a fitness icon. So I'm training this woman who was trained by Robert Kennedy too. So I had a lot of fears going into this new journey, and you can't let your fears overcome you, or you will never be able to see what you're capable of doing. Right? Right?
Just kiss you right up.
Right?
There you go.
So,
yeah, it's natural to have some fear.
Yeah.
Heck, and I haven't put the bikini on yet.
oh shoot.
Okay.
Oh,
bikini. Here we go.
bikini.
Look, the next question is, how do I select the most flattering suit and color and cut for my figure and skin tone? Let somebody else do it.
Exactly. Ask other people. What, you know,
and no one's a good judge of themselves.
exactly.
No.
You know, there's some reds that look good on blondes, but the, you know, with the yellow undertones don't, with the pink undertones do. You know, if there's an outfit that you always wear and everybody gives you compliments and it's peach, you know, well, maybe that's a good sign to go towards that color, right? Keep in mind, too, you're going to be spray tan. I'm white as a ghost, and I know Tosca is, too.
I'm white right now, too.
I'm not a tanner. This is still post-Vegas, so I'm kind of dark. We had a little spray down there, too. But you're going to be exceptionally dark. You're going to be mahogany on stage because of the lights. You're having a competition spray. So that might change. You know, if usually a red looks good on you, it might not look good with that mahogany skin. Go to a professional. Talk to people who've competed before. Look at people with similar skin tones to you. You know, we sent Tosca off to an amazing suit maker, seamstress, who came down to see her on Monday, Anne from Dancewear Plus. Hey, Anne. And speaking of that,
I know, what's it
Tosca does not know. Surprise! I brought down her suits in here, so she has not seen them yet.
Check it.
I'm not going to tell you all the color. You'll have to tune in on the day of the show or see the pictures or whatever it may be. And I'm going to give Tosca a sneak peek without showing you all.
I can't wait.
And we just want to see her reaction.
Oh my God,
So this is going to be kind of hard. And there are 2 suits in here. And
obviously they're not very big. It's not like a wedding dress in there.
2 suits in here. So this is the one.
Woo! Oh my.
And just look at the detail here.
It looks very regal.
Look at the detail there.
That's pretty. There's a lot of bling.
And then that's the other one. And the
the sides.
The sides are gorgeous.
Oh my, there's not very much to this.
Yes. So we're going to see a lot of yours. See the bum?
Come here. Let's just show like a little bit of what's
the side. Can you see that? Okay. And then this is the other, which we talked about, which is not quite done, but isn't that gorgeous?
Oh, okay. That is beautiful.
Both the colors are stunning on you. Wow. Just the work through here.
Okay.
Right?
There's a lot of,
lots of detail. So, thank you. And
so coloring-wise, you and I are maybe similar.
Very similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've worn that color before.
Okay, good.
And I think I placed first and overall bikini in that color, so I'm just saying.
Now the pressure's on. Wait a second.
Grab some water. Heat. Fan her. Where am I? I didn't bring my fan.
Okay.
So yes,
the pressure is building.
So answer to your question, go see a professional. There's many out there. Go online. Go to your local, seamstress, dance maker, bikini maker. Talk to friends and family, and let somebody else make that decision for you.
And also pay attention to the fit of the butt.
Yes, that is.
Because, once again, the butt, I don't know what it is, it's the deal breaker. You turn around and it's, Bob would say, if there's enough fabric to clothe all of India, that's too much butt. So.
Thanks, Bob.
Yes. You're still calling the shots.
Sometimes there's too much, and sometimes I've seen too little. So look at your organization and the federation. There's some that are a little bit more lenient. The Ontario Physique Association, which Tosca is competing within, and with I compete, they have specific guidelines. You go on their webpage and they give you a picture of what the bum should look like, and they say, they might even give some measurements, etc. Exactly. So you're not guessing that night. Yeah. Always have a backup too. I've seen girl suits break. I've seen, they're ready to go on site.
Too.
Right. Always have 2. Have a backup, even if it's not your favorite suit. You'd rather do that than not go out on stage after everything. Right. Have a backup suit. Maybe the night of the show, when you show the pre-judge, when you show the judges, they say that's too small. I'm sorry. Find another suit.
Then
you don't want that.
Exactly. Hard pressed.
It's good to have some backups.
I just want to address, if I can, boobs, because I know women in bikinis, they're going to be thinking about whether they have enough or not to fill out a bikini top. Implants are not a must.
No.
However, the side view of the body is often helped when you have a curve of the butt by the offsetting curve of the breast. Remember, it's the side view I'm talking about. So massive, monstrous melons are not attractive. Sort of proportionate to your body-sized, natural or otherwise breasts look very nice, and often in the competition stage of the game, you have to either put cutlets in there if you don't have enough, or
silicone,
little chicken cutlets.
Yeah.
Or women do choose to enhance. Now I've been very forward. I bought these for Christmas one year. I talk about that. It's okay. That was my choice. I went with a very good physician. It's not a must, though. It's not a must to compete. Don't say, oh, I can't compete because I don't have boobs. Yes, you can. And there's a lot of ways to gain that nice curve, but it's mostly to offset the curve of the butt that you have the breast. When you lose a lot of weight, when you lose a lot of fat, like we both did, I know for me, I was just socks and rocks, like window wipers,
bananas and pajamas.
Right. But again, that's a personal question, and I'm not saying you must do that. So at this point, we're going to have a water break, and we're going to wait for Meredith to bring us some more questions.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
How are we doing, everybody? Everybody good?
Happy?
Enough time to stretch?
Manu, bonjour!
Ça va? Ça va? Manu is our lovely videographer. He's in LA. He's watching from his room.
Gros bisous.
Hugs and kisses to you, baby. What were you saying in LA? Vegas, baby. I think there was a little bit different translation. We love you. We love you. Okay. What division are we competing in? This is from Karen McGill, pardon me. Well, we covered that. Oh, what division?
Yeah, well, Tosca will be competing in the bikini division. She will be in Masters, which is 35 plus. 35 plus. Hey, I'm almost there, honey. 2 more years, and I'm 35. With you. We can compete against each other one day.
No.
So
I'm crazy. I'm absolutely insane. I'm insane. I know it.
While we're there, we're going to shoot 2 birds with 1 stone, and we're going to throw in the open category against all the younger, less wiser girls as well.
35. Oh, hell.
Come on.
Okay. Rita, have we got this or what?
You know you have it. Remember?
I don't know. Okay. Next question. What exactly is the depletion phase? It just means.
It means sleep and deplete and. You know what? Depletion phase is different for everybody, and depending on where you are, about 1 to 2 weeks out, your depletion phase will look different. A lot of people take fruit out to deplete the glycogen, so all the sugar in your body, just getting it depleted and making you flat looking so that you can pump up right before stage. It's kind of a little bit of a science. It's taking up things like nuts, fat, so even though you are having fat, maybe not it's the 5 fat a day, maybe it's 1 or 2 fat a day, it's taking out dairy, it's taking out fruit, nuts, dried fruit, all that jazz. So that's the depletion food phase, and there's also a lot of people will do a water depletion, a water manipulation.
Or even depleting vegetables. There's only certain ones that we're going with. Like I haven't seen a broccoli sprout in forever.
Right. Things with broccoli and a lot of the cruciferous vegetables, beans. Yeah. Beans are more of a legume anyway, but we're staying away from them because of the bloating factor. So, you know, we want to stay away from that. We might even take vegetables out, depending on how she is, 24 hours before a show. I know people take them out weeks before. We don't want to do that. We don't want her to look, you know, so dry and striated that, you know, with the bikini, it's nice to have nice curves. It's nice to have a fullness about it. When people talk about being full, it's not about looking like you're spilling over your pants, but it's also not look like you're so emaciated and walking like you need a pizza, right? Is that there's that happy medium of healthy, fit, round curves, flat, full. It's you know, it's crazy, really.
I love this next question because it's about how difficult is it to master the showmanship of posing on stage. And I think I actually asked Rita today, could we, instead of training, because I can do that on my own, could we spend some time in front of the mirror with my peeler shoes on? They're here somewhere. You know, so she could tell me how to look best on stage, because what I think looks best has nothing to do with what she thinks looks. I've discovered. So this is you. You can tell me.
It's, you know what, it's difficult. It's not easy. It's not easy. I say, you know, get your shoes pretty far out from your show. Cook in them, walk around your house in them, you know. Practice that part, especially if you're an athletic person who's not used to wearing heels. I know Tosca and myself, I wear heels every chance I get. I like to wear high heels. So that part's not an issue with me. It's not an issue. You wear heels every day.
We wore heels in Vegas
on the plane.
I know.
Yeah, we're guilty of that.
So I'm not comfortable with that, but it's
so that part a lot of people are uncomfortable with because they wear running shoes all day and they're, you know, the athletic type. So that part you have to start, you know, months out starting walking in heels. Now the showmanship or the getting out of your skin and all of that, I would say just practice in the mirror daily after your training session. Get in that group X room at the gym you're at. I don't care if you don't feel comfortable. I don't care if the guys are there. That's what it's about. put your bra top on and your shorts, even if your body's not contest show day ready, and start looking at yourself and start, practicing. And even if it's that 10 minutes, 20 minutes a day, it's going to get you better in your mirror in the bathroom and, in front of your friends. Just start, getting out of that shell because it's going to help you.
And I think,
practice.
On the day, your personality needs to come out.
Absolutely.
I have seen the most, I'm going to generalize here, sort of ordinary-looking woman come completely alive on stage because she felt so good in her skin. And I think that's the piece that you can't really practice for.
No.
It's what comes out of the hard work and the discipline.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so there's a little piece that last day. We always say when you run a marathon, you're going to be carried for the last 5 to 10 kilometers anyway. So I feel like it's the same thing on stage. You're going to get carried.
You are.
Okay, what special food will you celebrate with after the competition? Me, I'm going to freeze my Thanksgiving dinner. For Canadians, Thanksgiving is this weekend, so I will make the turkey, and I will make the pumpkin pie, and the stuffing, and all the goodies, and I will freeze my plate and bring it to Kitchener.
That sounds awesome.
What do you treat with?
I am not a pizza, burger, chocolate fan, and I told Tosca, she knows, and I think we have similar likes. A bottle of red and a charcuterie board. So yes, I like my prosciutto,
Sita sausage, baby.
Pate. Sita sausage is awesome stuff. My pate, my olives, my cheese, my crackers, and I like to extend that cheat as long as possible. So it's not a quick burger. It's a nice event with friends and family over my favorite food.
Okay, so I have a question here. Do you calorie count when you're trying to cut for competition? No, and never in real life either.
No.
I just don't do it.
No, we don't do it.
But I certainly know when my body's hungry.
Yes.
And when I need to eat something, or if I've gone too long, I know when it's dehydrated. I do know. I'm very in tune.
Tuned to your body.
Yeah. How do you keep your skin tanned and glowing? I don't know. No sugar. No sugar.
Yeah,
we don't eat sugar. I don't eat sugar.
The glow comes from within. There's no cream on the market, that's going to make you. I use a cheaper cream, and your skin's always glowing. And people commented on that recently. Your Valeria.
Yeah. Val was here today, and she said the same thing.
Yeah, her skin is just glowing, and that is because of what she puts in her body, what we put in our body.
Yeah.
The tan is a spray
tan.
No crap
in, no crap out.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. How do you find a long-term normal after competing? I intend to have that conversation with Rita after I finish next week.
Yes. Yeah, it's important to talk to your coach about what happens next. Do I just go back to everything? No, you slowly introduce the things as the way you took them out. So if we took out dairy 6 months ago, we're not going to add it in on the day after the competition.
No.
We might slowly add in fruit, starting with her berries, and then slowly add in, fruit with skin, and then slowly adding in nuts. And it's a gradual process. Up your water again, take a few days off of the gym, and come to the terms with you will not look like you do on stage.
No, not all
forever.
Your life. No.
Not all your life. Okay, this is not a healthy goal to maintain at. If you need to function, if you want to be happy, if you want people around you to appreciate you and be happy, then you cannot be on a depletion type diet and look like you are on stage all of the time.
And it's not intended anyway for a long term. What is the definition of success? Success is when you make long-term, sustainable change.
Yes.
That's success. Okay. How do you find a coach best suited for you? Well, I'm going to answer that question if I might.
Too.
I did not know who Rita was other than through other people in the industry using her. And some of the people that used her had what I thought to be very difficult bodies to coach out of unfit stages. But she did it. She managed to do it. So, and to me, that's a real test. For me also personally, I didn't want to have a coach who was male, not because I'm against men, but because I had just lost Robert and I thought that would be too close to my heart. I wanted someone who was a little bit untested in the market, someone who still had to prove to me that she was worth it. And I wanted her never, never, never to kiss my butt. I wanted her to give it to me straight. I wanted the truth. So if I was slacking off, I needed her to tell me. So to me, that's a woman who feels very confident in telling me what needs to be done, regardless of who I might think I am. Right? So, and she's done it, and she's seen me break down, and she's seen me struggle, and in this week, actually, is the first week that I hung the phone up on Rita. I didn't want to talk to her because I had a fever on Tuesday. I had a frozen shoulder. I had a very, very difficult day at work, and I came home and cried, and it was 9 o'clock, and I was going to go to bed, and I told her what I was thinking of doing, and she said, I'm so sorry. You are too close to showtime. Get your ass in the gym. And that's what I did. So somebody has to hold you accountable, and even when it's not easy.
And yeah. It's hard as a coach too.
I'm sure. Will I reintroduce grains post-competition? Quinoa. Yeah. What supplements do I take? Well, I've been doing the protein powder. You put me on, although not this week.
No, yeah.
I mean, lately I haven't done anything. What I have added is fish oils just for my sanity. And that's important anyway.
Healthy fat.
And
cognitive function, skin, hair, nails.
Yeah, and I'm doing
branched chain amino acids.
Branched chain amino acids. I'm doing something to protect my lungs and my heart because I'm a little gun shy after Robert. I'm just, and my father died of heart disease, so I'm just nervous. So sort of does your supplement regime change closer to contest? Yeah, you tend to not supplement quite so much, and you get very focused on the food doing the job to get the body that you want, right?
Yep.
I have some definition but want to get cut. Is this all diet related? That's you.
Yeah, you know what? It's not just diet, it's working out and diet, right? So it's looking at where are you? Where are we starting from? Maybe you have to go heavier weights, maybe you have to go higher reps. It depends on the body, depends where you are and what your goal is. It's not entirely diet, it's a large portion is diet. I don't know, is it 80-20, is it 60-40? I don't know the exact math. It's doing both things together that they make sense. So
see, and I think that's the value of having a coach or an outward fresh eye, because no one can assess themselves. You cannot. You will go into, this is why they put you in the, what the heck is it called? TLC, when you go into that 360-degree mirror.
What not to wear,
right? That's why they have Stacy and what's his name? Clinton. Assess you, because you can't assess yourself. No one. I can't.
No,
I don't know what I look like.
I can't.
I don't know. So you have to have an outward eye.
Yes.
An eye, which she's going to lay all over me in about an hour.
Yeah.
And that's what you need, and you need to be able to take it. Doesn't matter what's told, because you're asking for the truth, and that's the only way you're going to be the best you can be.
Yeah.
So somebody says, how exactly do you work it when you don't have the confidence factor?
Is that oh, okay.
Yeah, I got that one here.
Okay. Okay.
But anyway, it's here. So how do you work it? Hey, listen, think about all the hard work you did.
Absolutely.
Think about the fact that all these other women are up there with you, and it's not that many. It's an edited group, and most people are looking on thinking and wishing they could. So really, and then you have to pick your thing while you're doing it. For me that day, it'll be Robert. Yeah.
Find your motivator and just do it.
I think so. But then somebody here says, well, how do you push through? This is the question that I get asked over and over again. Inspiration literally means to be able to pick yourself up off this couch and go do it. That's not motivation, that's inspiration. Motivation is the stick it to it and to keep at it.
Yes.
So it's that little spark that fires in you when you think about it and you go, yeah, I want to do this for Bob. I want to do this for my kids. I want to do this because I'm 53 and I want to show people it's not easy, and I want you to know that I'm putting myself through the test. What would your argument be, anybody who's listening? Well, what is it? Is it getting ready for a photo shoot yourself? Is it post-baby, right? I have lots of people here in the office who've just had children. What about you've been through a tough time in the gym, just maybe your drug of choice like it is mine. Whatever your reason, it's your reason. It's not mine. Your reason is that thing that's going to get you off the couch.
Absolutely.
Right?
Off the couch.
Yeah. And
off the couch. She said it.
Somebody asks about the saggy skin below the belly button
after having kids.
Yeah.
We actually talked about that when Tosca and I met. She said, this is my area. This is my area. I've had, 3 kids, and this is my area. And I said, don't worry, it'll come. And it has tightened up because you have to see beyond 1 week or 2 weeks. A lot of people, we are in an instant gratification society especially now with all the social media, and it's right now and right now and right now. And this body and these transformations are not a right now thing. my transformation has taken me 5 years, and I'm continually evolving and changing and wanting new things. I don't think you're ever, you know, when you're complacent, then you've stopped growing, you've stopped learning, and you've stopped challenging yourself, right? So never become complacent. So that might be the last part to go. Keep working towards it and think in my mind, I can. And maybe physically you can't, but that's the thing, or your physical reminder that keeps you going to challenge yourself each time.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me, and interestingly, I think that it's probably easier to get abs than it is butt.
Yes.
I think it's much harder to lift your butt from back down there behind your knees.
Yeah. Nice visual there.
Okay, so somebody says, can you talk about stage makeup? Personally, here's my answer to any time I get my hair and makeup done. Those are the steps I need to take along with the diet, the body, the shoes, the posing, the training, the depleting, the whatever. That's a step I need to take to get myself prepared. And every layer brings me closer to the final result. And I need it for my self-confidence. If you don't, no problem. But stage makeup is very different under those heavy, heavy lights than regular.
Just street
and
wear.
that's why you need to have a professional tan as well, because under the lights you will disappear like a white sheet.
Yeah.
And that applies to persons of color as well. They need the rich, deep, glowing color that comes from a professional tan, and I think the face is just
I would
part of
never
that.
ever skimp out on your makeup artist. It's just like saying you did all this prep, your body's where it's at, and then you go on stage and you look, you know, with blue eyeshadow or half done, you know. Your hair and makeup, first of all, you don't want to be doing it that morning because you have to worry about so many other things. It's almost like your wedding day.
Right.
You want to sit there and be pampered that day. That is your day to shine. You did all the work.
Yeah, and that's, you don't want to think about
you're going to have all these pictures later. Do you want, you know?
Right. So, like, I think for $250,
Yeah.
about that.
Between $200 and $400. I don't know, you know, even.
Depending on how much hair you have and all that.
Yeah.
I think that's the going rate, and the girls are fabulous. I mean, Val does it, Lori does it, Nancy Jambazian does it, Elaine Goodlad. There's so many good women out there.
Many.
Yeah, and you need them. You want their love. Trust me. I love getting my makeup done.
Me too.
What and when, or do you eat when you're stressed out?
Tosca, Rita.
I tend not to. When Robert passed, I lost 12 pounds.
I remember.
I was skeletal for me, and that's the way it goes for me. I just can't get food down. That was the thing when I started.
I remember.
I couldn't
You
get
were
food
just,
down.
right? And that's when the whole cleanorexia thing came up, because it was so hard.
I
If
forgot.
you remember, you can go back in the blog and look at how that happened. But I'm the exact same way as Tosca. I cannot stomach anything. I feel sick to my stomach. You know, it's just hard to swallow anything because whatever that stressor is in my life overcomes me.
Mm-hmm.
The only time that I do find that I need to munch on things is when I'm overexhausted. So the stress factor, don't eat. Overexhausted, I'm on the almonds and I'm on this, and I don't even realize what's going into my mouth.
I wonder if at that point, because I've noticed this too, you actually end up going for sugar. Like I noticed over-exhaustion pushes me to want to eat the sugary things.
Me too.
And I don't know if it's because when you're overtired, your body's saying, I need glucose, I need energy to keep going.
Exactly.
As opposed to
sleep.
just going to bed.
Go to sleep. Go to
Like
sleep,
last
everybody.
night, I took a bath and I went to bed. I was in bed at 9.
We were in Vegas. We were in bed at 9:30 a couple of
I
nights.
read the blog, because I talk about doing Vegas differently. Okay, are there health risks to the food deprivation you're doing? Well, we talked about the fact that depletion isn't long term; it's a couple of days.
Right.
And you know, in some ways, when you're eating for contest, you never actually eat so much raw food in your life.
Absolutely.
And if you go back to these people who are into the macrobiotic diets and the raw diets and the and longevity diets, the less you eat, the healthier you are. Right? And it actually gives your body a chance to reset itself. So I believe that temporarily it's fine. I do not in any way advocate that it's a long-term situation. I just don't believe that.
No,
that's not good.
No, you can't.
But over and above all that, when you get really good at knowing what works for you nutritionally, like for me, the fact that I need fat, and Rita needs fat too, and the odd glass of red wine, you just know that you feel better with that food, and you do it. You no longer have to ask the question, you know, is this good for me or not long term? You know you feel better eating a certain way.
Absolutely.
And basically the Eat Clean diet is the basis of all of this. Never forget that, right? And the Eat Clean diet is a detox diet. You're shedding garbage out of your body because you're eating nutrition, not food.
This is just an extreme version of the Eat Clean. And I'm just going to add quickly that we are in a society of overabundance of food. What we think is normal is not the norm 20 years ago, 40 years ago, when, you know, our parents, you know, I'm from Europe, bought a chicken, and that chicken lasted the bones, the fat, the skin all week for stocks, for, you know, croquettes, for whatever. And we are so used to having food at our fingertips 24 hours a day, any kind, not in season, manipulated, over-processed.
GMO, whatever
exactly.
it is,
so,
toxic.
You know, looking at what she's eating right now is actually not too much of a depletion. You know, where are we coming from? We eat too much. You know, I just got back from 5 weeks in Spain. I hate to remind you of it. But, you know, everything in moderation in tiny portions, right?
Exactly.
So, anyway.
So this one may be for you, Rita. What are judges looking for in bikini versus figure? I mean, first out of the gate, I would say figure is totally muscular. Bikini is softer, but tell me. Tell me what they are going to be looking for on Saturday.
It depends on it depends on the organization. It depends whether you're amateur or pro. And within our organization, the Ontario Physique Association, and within the amateur category, they're looking for an overall package in bikini. They're looking for, you know, stage presence. They're looking for hair, makeup, skin glow, suit color, obviously the body, beautiful curves, a smaller waist, bigger glutes. They're not looking for specific striations within the muscle. They are not looking for an 8-pack or a 6-pack. Maybe just the subtle lines of, you know, a fit, firm body. They're looking for a minor quad sweep. They're not looking for quads, and they're not looking for the 4 muscles within the quadricep muscle either. They're not looking for, you know, they're not looking for these crazy things, and they're not looking for, the suits are different, they're cut different. The stage presence is different. It's not this rigid.
It's more flowy,
I think. It's flowy. It's almost dancey. It's flirty.
Yeah, let's put it this way. I have more of a bikini body than a figure. I just don't have all that muscle. Even though it's funny,
you could. I know you started in figure.
No, I started in
bodybuilding. Oh my God. Anyway,
you can leave your hat on.
Natural. But
I'm gonna shout out to my little girl. Hey, Kelsey Lynn.
Hey, Kelsey.
She's saying, "What's your favorite workout pop-up song?" Woohoo! I've been listening to the Black Keys a lot. Gold on the Ceiling and Howling and all that.
Awesome.
I love a little Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin. I think she's dating herself a little bit.
Well, I am 53. What can I say? I know Kelsey left a little iPod shuffle for it. I don't know if she left it for me, but she left it here, and I've been using that. So I actually really do hijack my kids' music, and Kirsten's been doing all this stuff from Tiesto.
Tiesto, my favorite.
Yeah, so that last night that our workout music was Tiesto.
Avicii.
And Avicii, although we missed him in Vegas.
Yeah, we did.
Poo-poo.
Okay.
What else? Yeah, no, I think we got a lot of music there, right? And Songza, there's a cool little app on the phone called Songza, so we do that too. I love you, Kelsey.
Miss
See you today, I hope. Okay, how many competitions can you safely do per year?
That is
one, and I'm out.
Exactly.
I'm done.
I like 1, 2 max. And that is for the sanity of yourself and your family and your friends. Because I did a year where I did 5, and let me tell you, nobody wanted to be around me. It almost cost me a divorce, and it is not healthy.
Oh, no.
Pick your organization.
No.
Stick to the one you like, and there's plenty out there, and do 1 or 2 max a year. And I would say at my stage of the game, and at yours, 1 a year is fantastic. It gives you that one goal to work towards. If you're prepping 3 months, and you got that, and then you got the post prep and the photo shoots. You know, that's
like I have to prep
enough.
For photo shoots too. So,
exactly.
Okay.
1.
How heavy am I lifting? Well, okay.
You were.
I know I was lifting heavy, but I don't even think the point is how heavy.
No.
Right? The form is first. It's the motion, whether it's explosive thrusting. We're doing a lot of thrusting, explosive, boom, dynamic stuff.
Yeah.
You can't be hefting massive weights. However, that being said, when it comes to things like legs and so on, with every body part, Rita definitely pushed the weights for a lot of that stuff. I mean, I think I lifted heavier during this training than I did with Bob.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But again, the focus isn't the weight. Okay, how do I overcome hunger?
Teas, flavored teas from David's Tea.
Bite down hard. Flavor teas from David's Teas.
I
Lots of
love
teas of
them.
different kinds.
Yeah.
The thing that I want to go for when I'm hungry is fat, so I really do shove that in. Now, another question regarding weights is how do you lift weights without bulking up? Listen, we don't have enough testosterone. Nobody can look like Arnold.
Unless you're taking something.
Unless you're putting some stuff in. And right here, right now, give me your hand. We swear we do not do any of that recreational
Never.
blah, blah, blah. We don't do that, okay? No. These bodies are built naturally. I feel better that way. I want to set a good example for my children, and I want to be transparent with all of you. You asked the question, I'm telling the truth. No pills, no needles, no drugs of any kind, supplements, hard work, clean eating. Thank you.
And
all right?
And sleep, 8 hours of sleep.
You just can't bulk up. We don't have the testosterone.
Even if you wanted to. Like, I want to put on more muscle and, and it's...
No.
And I lift heavy.
Yeah.
And, yes.
Okay. Somebody's saying, should I not do abs since I'm in a bikini and it adds to the size of my waist? Well, heck, I have not a small waist and I'm still doing abs like crazy.
Do your abs. Watch out if you're somebody, like I had a client, Midori Rutledge, maybe a lot of you know her.
Obliques.
Lots of obliques.
Yeah.
Like you look at Midori and it looks like her obliques are painted on. So we took she was doing a lot of oblique training. We took them at 100%. If you don't have obliques, work on them. A lot of V stuff. Just look at the kind of abs you're doing. But of course you have to do abs. You're not going to ignore them.
Right. I just want to do another shout out also quickly to both Chelsea Kennedy, my daughter, who's coming home from Halifax today. I can't wait to see you for Thanksgiving
weekend. Yay!
And I want to do a shout out to Rachel, who just got engaged. I'm so happy for her and Matt. We'll see you this weekend too. I love you all, my girls. Thank you. And Kirsten, of course, who I already introduced you to. I think the team is going to pop in shortly to say hello, but I'm going to go to my last question, which is, what would winning this competition in honor of Robert Kennedy mean to me?
Wow.
And you, actually, what it would mean to you and me. Well, for me, it would just be everything. I think he's going to be there.
He is.
Yeah. And, it'll mean that he knows that he taught me.
He's been here this whole journey, and we've felt his presence, and I've felt his presence in the gym many times, and
he taught me well. He taught me well, and I think it'll be nice for him to see that I'm still standing there, and you helped me get there. My girls too. So thank you. Thank you. It'll be amazing. And come on now, girls, and quickly say hello. Come on, quick, quick, quick. Let's go. Here they come. Here they come. Running, 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 running. Yay!
Yay!
Meredith. Here's Meredith. Come on.
Yay! Come on in.
Kirsten. Sabby, get rid of the apples.
Okay, get rid of the apples. Those are some apples.
Oh my gosh. Love you guys.
Thank you so much.
See you. Keep to your training. Keep to your clean eating. Keep to the love of your body and having the best life ever. Yeah. We are here for you, okay? Yes. See you on the blog. See you on Twitter, Facebook, on the EatCleanDiet website, and ToscaReno.com, as well as
RitaCatalino.net, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, Instagram.
And don't let excuses deter you from becoming the optimal you.
Don't let excuses define your life. No.
That's so